Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I am Victoria and this is a video all about books and what I am wanting to read in the coming months, specifically in fall. So I have a large wish list and lots of things that I am hoping to get to when it comes to reading. I'm going to go over some of the books in my wish list. I wouldn't describe these as scary per se. These are just more the books that have fall vibes, and these are not going to be like YA or anything like that. They will be adult general fiction or, you know, fantasy, suspense. I will have another video where I go more into the really like cozy YA middle grade stuff as well that I am hoping to read. So if you're interested in that, I will have another video with those. But yeah, this is just ones for the autumn vibes that can be a little bit spooky, but are just mostly cozy, atmospheric, and play into the fall weather, the fall tropes, dark academia, that kind of thing. So let's get started. First up, we have A Most Agreeable Murder by Julia Seals. Now, this is a spooky, cozy mystery. It is a historical fiction, and it's kind of like a take on Bridgerton, Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice mixed with like an Agatha Christie's Miss Marple mystery. So I love the idea of that and the vibes there. And it just sounds fun and easy. So pretty much a wealthy bachelor drops dead at a ball and a young lady takes on, you know, the role of detective when she shouldn't, but it's supposed to be like really funny and a good mystery. So I added that to my list. I do have it checked out right now. I don't know if I'm gonna get to it in time, honestly. I have so much checked out and it was on my August TBR, but they do go to like the autumn ball during it. So I was like, okay, I definitely want to read this. Next is A Lullaby for Witches by Hester Fox. Now I am definitely prioritizing this. It says 2 women, a history of witchcraft, and a deep-rooted female power that sings across centuries. I love an multi-generational witch story. I am 100% prioritizing this and will read it this fall. I am so excited. Next is one that I already have on hold, so I will most likely be reading it this fall for sure, and it's Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. Now this is supposed to be like a thriller fantasy, but it says it's a story about vampires, ghosts, and death itself. So all that sounds exactly what I want for the autumn vibes, and I am excited about it. I am definitely prioritizing this. It sounds good. Up next, we have A Bakery in Paris by Amy K. Runyon. Now this, I don't really know what this is about. It just sounds like the atmosphere is great. It's about these women post-World War II. It follows 2 women generations apart that are part of this family, and they are in Paris. It says that their futures lie in the 4 walls of a simple bakery in a tiny corner of Montmartre. I don't know how to say that. I have been to France, but you know, I'm not good at accents or words. So, but I'm not good with French. I did take French for a couple years. Okay, didn't learn anything from it truly, but I love intergenerational. This just sounds like a cozy cafe vibe. There is a long like hold list for this, like weeks and weeks and weeks. So I don't know if I will get to it this fall. I think I will move this back into winter. Like I think that this would be like a good like cozy winter read. So I am excited about this one. It seems perfect for just the atmosphere of it alone. I love the idea of a bakery in Paris. So I mean, that's the name of the book, so give it to me. Sounds great. Next up, we have a sequel to Garden Spells by Sarah Addison Allen, and the sequel is called First Frost. And Garden Spells is just like a really cute, cozy, atmospheric story about witchy women and plants and gardens and spells. And that sounds kind of like what's going on here. We're just continuing the story of those women and that family, and but all during the dusting of frost on the new fallen leaves, it says. So this is definitely just an atmospheric read and sounds perfect for fall. And I'm excited to read the next book in the series. The last one I really enjoyed. I thought it was good. It wasn't like the best thing ever, but I enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, can't wait to give this one a try. Next up is an anthology, and That's so hard to say. Next up is an anthology called In These Hollowed Halls by Mary O'Regan, but there's multiple stories in here, like from Olivia Blake, David Bell, Susie Yang. So a variety of people have contributed to this, but it's basically, it says a beguiling and sinister collection of 12 dark academia short stories from the masters of the genre. So I think as far as atmosphere goes, really do better than dark academia when it comes to those autumn feels. And I'm excited about this. I want them to be a little bit scary, but not too much. And I don't know when it's coming out. I have it on my notify me tag. Let me look here. Oh, so yeah, this one also comes out September 12th. So just in time for the season. I'm excited about it. It sounds pretty good. I'm not a huge anthology person, but I'm definitely trying to add those in. And I think especially, you know, something like this, it could be like a morning, drinking my coffee, having a slow morning and reading one of these stories. So I like the idea of doing that with anthologies rather than like reading them through back to like in one sitting or, you know, in a couple of days. So I think that's what I'm going to start doing with the anthologies and kind of just starting off my mornings with those and knocking them out that way. Next up, we have Everyone Knows Your Mother is a Witch by Rivka Galchen. I'm not sure how to say that, I'm sorry, but this is a historical fiction, but it says it's a story of how a community becomes implicated in collective aggression and hysterical fear. And I assume just around witchcraft and how the hysteria there. I absolutely love stories of history and hysteria and how, you know, things spiral. And I think this will be great. I'm really excited about it. And I think I also have this on my Halloween tab. Yes, I have a separate Halloween wish list. I'll make a video about that too. But I think this is both on there. This is high priority for me. I absolutely love stories of hysteria and especially like historical ones. Even though this is fiction, I am excited about it. I can't wait to give this a go. Next is actually a nonfiction, and it's called The Ruin of All Witches by Malcolm Gaskill. Now it says it's a gripping story of a family tragedy brought about by witch hunting in Puritan New England that combines history, anthropology, sociology, politics, theology, and psychology. So I think it just kind of will go into what happened during the witch trials or things like that and how it kind of ruined this family. So I don't know, we'll see. It sounds good. I love learning true stories, especially about like the witch hunt and the trials back in the day. I think it's very fascinating. So I'm excited to give this a go. Next is a chunky one, a big boy, and I don't know if I will get to it, but it is a Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. Now it says that it's like a mix of the magic of Harry Potter mixed with the fantasy of Twilight meets Outlander, all these different areas, and it sounds fun and interesting. It is a series, so that's another thing that kind of like puts it at the bottom of my list for me, but it just sounds like it would have all the spooky autumn atmosphere and vibes that you would look for. So I do have it on this list. It will probably be near the bottom, but we'll see how this all shakes out. Next is The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. Now for some people this might be more spooky horror for them, but it is a YA thriller horror, and that's why I have it on this list. It just feels more autumn to me. It doesn't have to be super horror intensive in my brain, but it is like a new and revamped, updated take on Carrie, which is very exciting to me. So I have wanted to read this for a minute and I've been saving it for the season. So it's at the top of my list too. Next is The Witch Haven by Sasha Payton Smith. Now this is a fantasy, I believe it is YA, but it says it's following a young woman who discovers she has magical powers and is thrust into a battle between witches and wizards. So it sounds fun, whimsical. I think there's probably a bit of romance in here and fantasy. So all the aspects of a very fun, atmospheric fall fantasy about witches. Next is another one with dark academia vibes, and that's For Your Own Good by Samantha Downing. Now, I don't know if this is YA. The premise sounds maybe because it is a private school. It doesn't mention specifically that it's like a college or university, so it might be YA, might not, I don't know. It says that it is a sneaky thriller set at a prestigious private school, complete with interfering parents, overeager students and one teacher who just wants to teach them all a lesson. And it sounds funny, witty, and love the private school atmosphere there. And it does say interfering parents, so I'm going to assume that this is YA, so we'll see, but I think it sounds fun. Next is The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. Now, look at this cover. It's so good. And it definitely looks spooky, perfect for like Halloween, but also autumn as a whole. It says a young woman living in a rigid puritanical society discovers dark powers within herself in this stunning feminist fantasy debut. So yeah, it does seem more on the fantasy end, so that's why I have it on this list, but this sounds so good to me, and I love the idea of witches, the puritanical aspect of it. I am so excited, and this cover is to die for. Oh my gosh. And speaking of awesome covers, I absolutely love the cover of this book. It is Monster, She Wrote. I say monster so stupidly. I say it like the monsters, but so ignore that. But Monster, She Wrote, and it's the women who pioneered horror and speculative fiction. And it's a nonfiction talking about these women and, you know, all these strides that they took within the horror space. And I absolutely love that. It's by Lisa Kroger and Melanie R. Anderson, and I believe it's an anthology. So I'm excited to give this a try and add that to my list for anthologies and just sprinkling those in throughout the season. And this just sounds really good. I would love to learn more about these authors. Next is The October Country by Ray Bradbury. Now, he is kind of like the father of autumn vibes and autumnal feels, and so I definitely had to have him on my wish list. I have never read this, but it just seems like it is short stories, so another anthology here, but you know, he is perfect at building that atmosphere. I'm not sure if these are really scary. I know that it's more of a classic, so they probably won't be scary in my eyes, but more of like an intro to horror for some people, I guess. But I'm here to try these short stories out and see how it goes. I'm excited because you can't really beat him when it comes to the spooky atmosphere. Next up is something that I know a lot of people absolutely love, and that is A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. I have been waiting to read it in the fall. This is high up on my list, like so many others, but it is high up on my list. And it says that it is a lyrical and dreamy reimagining of Dracula's Brides. A Dowry of Blood is a story of desire, obsession, and emancipation. And it just sounds interesting. It doesn't say that it's a horror. It does describe it more of a fantasy. So that's why I have it in this category, but I think it'll give us all the vibes. Also, this cover, we're killing it with the covers. This cover is amazing. Love it. Next is Woman Eating by Claire Coda. Now, this might be a little bit of a thriller, but I believe it's more of just like a weird genre-bending story about vampires and kind of like an updated take on vampires. But I've heard strange things about this. Some people love it, some people hate it. I think it's kind of like in the realm of bunny. Some people found it super gross. I do believe there's like some stuff like body stuff in here, but overall I don't think I would categorize this as like something really scary in my eyes. I think I think it's just like more of a contemporary take on vampires, and I'm down for that. Up next is another graphic novel by Sweeney Boo, and it's called Over My Dead Body. I think this cover is super cute too. Fans of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which I do enjoy that show, will love diving into the mysterious and witchy world by Sweeney Boo. Enchanted full-color illustrations will be sure to charm readers as they explore the halls of Unwitty's Institute of Magic and the forbidden forest that lies beyond. Exactly the kind of thing I'm looking for. It sounds fun. I'm excited about these illustrations, and I'm excited to give this a go. I'm sure it'll be a short read, but it sounds fun and perfect for all the fall needs and vibes and feels. This next book is something I'm for sure reading. I have it on hold, and I will hopefully be reading it end of August, early September, but it is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. I hope I'm saying that right. It says, a warm and uplifting novel about an isolated witch whose opportunity to embrace a quirky new family and a new love changes the course of her life. So it just sounds cute. I think there's some fantasy in here, a bit of and a bit of romance, and it just sounds good. And it has like the cozy witchy vibes that I'm hoping for, just something wholesome and good for the soul. So I'm excited about this. I've heard really good things about it so far too. Now I know everyone is excited about this one for the fall, but that is Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldree. This is the prequel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the prequel to Legends and Lattes. So I did enjoy Legends and Lattes. I know some people are absolutely obsessed with that book, but it wasn't my favorite ever. I thought it was good. It just wasn't my favorite thing. I thought the atmosphere was great, but I am definitely gonna give this a go. And I am excited about it. The atmosphere and the monsters and just the beasts and these people, I really enjoy, and I think this one is set in a bookstore, so even better. I love that. I can't wait to give this a read. And of course, we have the sequel to Fourth Wing, Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. Excited, can't wait to give it a go. I thoroughly enjoyed Fourth Wing like a lot of people. I just thought it was fun. Do I think it was like the best thing ever written? No, but I had an absolute amazing time reading it, and it was the first time in a minute where I really enjoyed like a full-on fantasy, and it kind of like re-sparked my joy of reading fantasies, and that makes me so excited and why I really enjoyed it so much. So can't wait to give this a go. I mean, it has dragons, all those kinds of things, spells, potions, whatever, what have you. And I don't know exactly if it's perfect for autumn, but you know, it's coming out in autumn and I will be reading it for sure. Next is another nonfiction. So I'm really excited about that. I love nonfictions that don't really feel like you're reading nonfiction, and this one is called Magic by Chris Gosden. Now it's just a history from alchemy to witchcraft, from the Ice Age to the present, so it sounds like a full timeline and a story of how, you know, things changed, magic evolved, alchemy, all these things from the beginning to present time, and that sounds super interesting to me, and I would love to give that a go. Sounds perfect for spooky season and those witchy autumn vibes. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was probably a lot of books and a lot of info thrown at you. Of course, I know that there are some other books that are coming out in the fall that are not on this list, but you know, I had to like limit it. And so I limited it to what was on my wish list and tags in Libby for autumn, and that's where I got all of these. But if you've read any of these, if you have recommendations or ideas or anything like that, please put them below. I would love to chat. I would love to hear what you think about some of these books, because that will definitely help me like narrow down what I'm doing here, because I have so many options and I have not even gotten into the horror area yet, which is what I focus on most in the fall. So it's a little unhinged and a little chaotic, but that's okay. I will most definitely not get to all of these, and I'm not trying to say that I will, but I just wanted to give like a comprehensive list of some things that I'm excited about and looking forward to, and I think that would be perfect for fall if you're looking for some of those ideas as well, because I know everyone has like their different wants and needs when it comes to autumnal books. So I hope you found some that in this video that you're interested in or excited about now, or some that you didn't know about and that you can add to your list too, and maybe we could read some together, who knows? But yeah, let me know what you think. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. That will help me a lot. I will be having TBRs, you know, reading vlogs, wrap-ups, all the things going into books, and especially in the spooky season, I have so many videos coming soon. So if you enjoyed this, please subscribe, and I hope to see you in a video in the future. And so yeah, thank you so much for watching this far. It means a lot, and I hope you have a lovely day.